Hey guys, BADGamersInc here. Today I will be going over my new gaming setup with a more in-depth perspective than I did in the last video, which is kind of just a basic run-through actually telling you guys that the channel is coming back up, but again, we'll be more specific this time around. So I will be including looks at the physical layout of my stuff, screen, speakers, actual physical setup, as well as the actual specs of the PC itself, including the software I used to edit, record, and render videos. So for starters, on the outside, physical setup, I've got an Asus VE228 21.5-inch monitor, 1080p, 60 Hz, and most importantly, it has an HDMI input for my Xbox One. So it's got a DVI, VGA, and again that HDMI, which I like a lot. It also has built-in speakers. Now, although these speakers are absolutely horrible, it actually has a speaker pass-through that is an input and an output, which means I can just run all of my audio through the one port and then get both PC and Xbox audio from the same port, which is really convenient, and I like that aspect of things. I also have my Roxio game capture set up running behind the screen, which runs down to the Xbox One, which is really fantastic, and I use that kind of as an incentive to record gameplay more often. And obviously it's working because I've been uploading more often, and I am just recording a lot of stuff, and go figure, when you record more, you get better gameplays, because a lot of those moments that ordinarily I would be missing, I'm actually recording nowadays, which is very nice. So I also have a very old set of speakers from the very first computer my family ever bought. They're very functional actually. They have an external subwoofer. Sound quality is good, especially given the age, so very functional, and I will continue to use them. So on to specs for the PC. At the most basic level of levels, I am running Windows 8.1 64-bit. Sleek, it's fast, it's updated, it's all the stuff you want from an operating system. It doesn't have a start menu, which kind of sucks, but I know there's software you can get to fix that, and I will be looking into that. As for the actual important stuff that people would be interested in, I've got a Gigabyte GeForce GTX 760 graphics card, which is a 2 GB DDR5 VRAM, 256-bit, so it's nice on that front with 1152 CUDA cores, which is pretty standard for the GTX 760. It's a pretty nice mid-range graphics card, and I get very good performance out of it. It is running a modest overclock. Now, it came that way just when I bought it. I just, with the power supply I bought, am not looking to overclock beyond that, because I'm using a Rosewill 550 watt Hive power supply, and so that's pretty modest, but it's what I need, and it gets the job done. Now, on to other fun stuff beyond just our power supplies. So I've got an AMD FX 8350 processor, which is another middle upper range part. It's an 8-core CPU, which is pretty good for games that support multi-core and stuff like that. It's got a 4.0 gigahertz base clock speed, and I am not overclocking. Again, I will cite my power supply situation. For memory, I've got 8 gigabytes of G.Skill Ripjaws gaming RAM. It's DDR3 like you would expect, 1600 megahertz clock rate. Now, there are faster gaming RAMs out there. This seems to be working just fine for me. I know a lot of people like to go with 16 gigs, but I find you rarely ever need actually more than 8, so for almost all purposes, 8 is going to work just fine for me. Now, as far as what all this crap is plugged into, we've got a Gigabyte 970A motherboard. It includes USB 3.0, updated SATA, all that fun stuff, 6.0 gigabytes a second, whatever you want out of a normal motherboard at a pretty good price. I got mine for less than $100. I think it was like $80. So pretty good there. Onto external specs, I've got a Gigabyte M6900 gaming mouse. I think it's a 3200 DPI with actual buttons physically attached to the mouse to adjust that up or down as you game, which is pretty good. It's very fast and sleek, and it's pretty good for performance for a budget mouse. It was like $30 or so. Onto the keyboard is a Rosewill RK8300, which I bought for $20. So as far as budget things go, it's working very well, and it's not super loud or anything, which I am enjoying. It's just your run-of-the-mill keyboard. It's got a couple macro keys on the far left, which I am not really using too much, but as a keyboard it totally works fine. As for the case, it's a Rosewell Galaxy 01. Pretty standard. It's a mid-tower ATX build. I'm not going to open it up for you guys because it's literally the cable apocalypse in there, but I think that's pretty run-of-the-mill as far as first-time computer builds go. It does have a recessed area for cable management, and I made use of that, but it still looks terrible. Back up to the mouse keyboard area, we've got a Corsair MM200 cloth gaming pad, standard size, which is over a foot in width, which I really like it a lot. I rarely have to pick up my mouse hand at all because I just have all this real estate. As far as performance goes, I obviously don't have too many games yet. As you saw in my video last week, I did pick up Battlefield 3 in the Humble Bundle many moons ago, and when I'm running that on Ultra, I get roughly 70 frames a second. When it's more stressed, it will dip a little bit, so I typically run the game at high, even on Conquest and stuff, to make sure that my frame rate never dips below 60, which is the magic number for my monitor, so I don't want to get any lag in that case, and it's working out very well. So as far as a mid-range computer build goes, I am getting just the performance I want at just the price I wanted. So I hope you guys have enjoyed the video. There will be more to come, including those upload clip of the week videos when I get around to doing them and actually getting that all started. But I hope you guys enjoyed getting a look at how I'm actually doing videos now. And if you have any input, feel free to leave a comment. Also leave a like, favorite, whatever the hell you're going to do. Subscribe if you want. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. This is BADGamersInc, signing out.